What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. 0 Mile ADV, a true beginner's guide to adventure motorcycling from a beginner's perspective. Today we're talking all about how to get ready for a BDR in 30 days. What are some things I learned? If I had to do it over again, how would I practice? Let's get into those three things now. But first, if you haven't, go to 0mileadv.com. If you're watching this at a later date, we are trying to produce amazing dirt ADV based apparel that looks good, provides a lot of protection with fabrics instead of all those bulky plastics that you can wear on and off the bike. So go there, support us, give us your feedback. We want to make amazing products. If you're watching this when it releases, we are in our pre-production phase and samples are on their way. I should actually have the pre-production basically is before you actually go into production, you actually get the garment you're going to make, and it's make any changes now, because if you don't, we're making all of them exactly like this. So those are coming. I should hopefully have all of my pre-production samples to show you guys, start taking photos of within the next 3 or 4 weeks, and then it's into production and everything will be live. So hopefully everything should be live by about end of March, heading right into spring, getting ready for riding season. We should have all of our products ready for you to buy. So get ready, check out the website. And if you go there, you can go there now and get our free BDR packing checklist, which this video is all about. You can download that for free. I include 4 things that I think are super important that aren't on most lists. Okay, so with that, let's get into my top 3 things that I would do to get ready for a BDR in 30 days. Number 1, I would ride a lot of dirt roads. Go get comfortable on gravel dirt roads and get comfortable going at speed, 35, 45, 55 miles an hour where it's allowed and it's legal. Don't do anything illegal, but get comfortable at speed on dirt roads. You are going to spend a lot of time on dirt roads. 90% of the BDR is backcountry dirt roads that aren't super technical, that are just fast and flowy and through really cool parts of the country. For me, it took a while because I practiced so much on technical riding that I had lost the feel of just going and keeping speed on faster dirt roads and getting comfortable with the bike, just shimmying all the time. Usually, I think after about day 1 and just kind of spending all day on the bike, by day 2 I was pretty comfortable on the dirt roads, felt pretty good, and I was good with just how the bike feels on gravel roads. So if it was me, I would practice a lot of dirt roads. Number 2. If you have never followed a GPS track, practice that. Create some GPS tracks routes. So there are a lot of apps out there. The most popular is probably Onyx Off-Road. You can create tracks on there. You can have it track a track for you. So you could go ride your favorite loop, have it create the loop and save the track for you, and then follow it. So what do I mean practice using GPS tracks? Because on a lot of these dirt roads, if you're going to upload the BDR tracks from the BDR website, it is not turn-by-turn directions. So it's not like turn right here or turn left here. It is a line that you got to follow, and you got to make sure you follow that line. So get comfortable with just making sure you're on track and you're following that line and following that path, and not actually necessarily hey, you missed your turn here, so go up here, turn right, and you'll make it back to your track. It's not going to do that. You'll just get off track, and then you'll have to find your way back. So get really good at practicing GPS tracks. However, I think as of recording this video, Onyx Off-Road just released an update where they now have turn-by-turn directions to follow GPS tracks. So if you download that app, you can check that out and try that. I haven't tried that yet. I'm going to start practicing with that in preparation for New Mexico. And last but not least, practice steep downhills. That was one area I didn't really do any work on, and I was getting into some hairy, steep, deep dirt roads on section 2 of the Colorado BDR, where you're going through the San Juan Mountains and it's just really steep, kind of loose dirt roads. Get comfortable with that using a lot of front brake to slow yourself down, to modulate, get a really understanding of how hard you can pull the brakes before you wash out that front wheel. One buddy gave me a good practicing route for braking, for in preparation for downhills. Go into a flat dirt road and then brake really hard, never like just fully grip. You should always like squeeze hard, you know, like really pull into the brake according to Moto Jitsu, and that's pavement and dirt. But on dirt, you know, you can like practice like how deep into that squeeze you can pull before that front wheel starts to wash out. And if you lose traction on a, you know, slowing down on a flat road, it's easier to catch yourself or maybe just set the bike down or whatever, as opposed to going down a steep traverse, like down the backside of Corkscrew, and now the bike's going to go off and down like a 200-foot cliff. So if it were me, I would practice a lot of like just steep downhill practice. How fast will your bike go under engine braking? That was one thing on the Triumph that was like really scary, is like in first gear, it would go up to like 30 miles an hour before the engine with that triple, before it started to like actually kind of slow it down. And so you really were like all brakes. You couldn't just use the first gear. Where like all the guys that were riding the BMWs in first gear, they were basically just tractoring down and not really having to use as much brake, and I had to rely on more brake. There's also another method where you can dump the bike into like third gear, turn the bike off, and then use the clutch as a brake. And then that will like, the clutch will kind of rub and then slow that back tire down. Eventually, if you let it out too far, it will jump start the bike. Also, one key is to make sure you're in third gear when doing that, if it's super steep and technical. I used that in some like steep, really loose sections on Ophir Pass, because I had no engine braking, and so I used the clutch to just get me down and keep control. So that was good in combination with the brake, so I didn't have to use as much brake to wash out the loose, and then the clutch. So if it was me, I would, to recap, here are the 3 things I would practice: lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of dirt road at speed practice. We're talking 35 miles an hour up to whatever the speed limit is. Hopefully you can find some dirt roads around you where the speed limit's like 45 or 50 miles an hour, so you can practice those higher speeds. 2, get comfortable with your GPS tracks, because it is not the same as turn-by-turn directions. And number 3, practice a lot of downhill. Get comfortable with slowing that bike down. All the things that just come in with riding some steeper terrain, because in most BDRs, you're gonna be coming down some steep dirt roads, maybe tight corners. How do you control your speed going into those going downhill? It's a lot harder. So with that, if you stuck around this far, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment below, tell me what you would practice if you've done a BDR. Is there anything I left out, anything I should have added? And until next time, stay safe out there.